Next, we're going to be looking at something called the chaining memory method. This is also sometimes known as the linking method. It's a very effective way to remember long lists of items. It doesn't even matter what the list is, you can remember anything in order by creating a chain of associations. Start with the first word in the list and link it to the next with an association. You then take the next word and link it to the next. Keep doing this until you've reached the end of the chain. In practice, you only need to remember the very first item on the list. This will trigger the association to the next word, which will trigger the next association, and so on and so forth. The chain consists of a series of mental pictures. Each mental picture contains two objects, the one that you need to recall and the one which acts as a link to the next picture. Here is a list of random words by way of demonstration. Fish, car, robot, bread, lens, gun, cap, wood, wheel, and rocket. You'll notice that all of these items in the list are examples of concrete objects. While the chain method will work with abstract ideas such as love, it is much easier with non-abstract objects. If you do need to include abstract stuff, you'll have to make it concrete by imagining something like love, for example, as two people holding hands. This is what the chain of images would look like. Fish and car, car and robot, robot, bread, bread, lens, lens, gun, gun, cap, cap, wood, wood, wheel, wheel, rocket. The idea is to turn this chain into a short, if somewhat crazy story that you can easily memorize. You've probably noticed that each item on the list, apart from the first and the last, appear twice. As we said earlier, you only need to remember the first item by yourself. If the order in which you remember the items does not matter, you can also rearrange the order to make the creation of mental images easier. It's very important that the images you create are either strange or special in some way, so that to make them more memorable. So now, let us change this chain into a story. As you stand on the side of the road, a fish comes past driving a car. The car suddenly swerves to avoid a robot crossing the road. The robot drops the bag of bread he's carrying and falls onto his face, cracking the lens of his eye. Seeing the commotion, a policeman carrying a gun runs over. He tightly holds on to his cap so that it doesn't blow away. As he comes closer, you notice that one of his legs is made of wood. The wooden leg has a little wheel attached to the end of it. As he reaches the fallen robot, a huge red rocket crashes on top of them all. Now, that's a pretty strange story, I think you'll agree. But wouldn't you find that story easier to remember than just a plain old list of words? Now it's your turn. Try the activity in the next lecture and see how you get on.